Hello, NBA fans. Daily news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a fan of the Lakers show and I hope you'll subscribe to the channel and give it a like. Los Angeles Lakers superstar LeBron James is still active with the team and a fantastic player, but it's probably not too early for the Lakers to start thinking about life after his departure. The 40-year-old is under contract for only one more season and can retire from the league or join another team as a free agent in the summer of 2026. Como o Lakers faria para trazer Anthony Davis de volta? Davis is rumored to be unhappy with the Dallas Mavericks, and this could lead him to request a trade. Could the Lakers have a good enough package to convince the Dallas Mavericks? Never doubt coach Rob Pelinka, as he already secured a huge trade deal by signing Luka Doncic. However, in any trade package, the Lakers will have to release Austin Reaves. Keep in mind that Reaves will be a free agent in 2026 and can leave the Lakers for free. The suggested trade is: Lakers receive Anthony Davis. Dallas Mavericks receive Austin Reaves, Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, first-round pick, and second-round pick. A healthy Anthony Davis would be an attractive combination for Doncic, in part because of his defensive ability. Few players in the league are as good at defending the rim as he is and compensating for his teammates' mistakes in that area of the court. He would also give the Lakers a dominant scorer at center, and the team doesn't have a player who fits that profile right now. Rookie DeAndre Ayton has had some decent scoring seasons in the NBA, but recently averaged a career-low 14.4 points per game with the Portland Trail Blazers last season. Lakers could consider trading Austin Reaves under one condition, says Insider. Los Angeles Lakers guard Austin Reaves is set to become a free agent next summer, and the franchise will have a tough decision on its hands regarding his future. Reaves is part of the Lakers core, serving as the third option on the team behind LeBron James and Luka Doncic. The undrafted guard has broken through the NBA and established himself as a top offensive guard, though his questionable fit alongside Doncic makes his outlook on the Lakers unclear. Reaves has a player option for the 2026 to 2027 season, but it is worth well below his market value. He will certainly opt out of his deal, seeking a bigger salary and multiple years. According to Anthony Irwin of Clutch Points, the Lakers are facing a tough decision, as the team could lose Reaves for nothing if they do not trade him or re-sign him. Seeing as LA could potentially lose Reaves for nothing, they'd be remiss not to consider trading him at some point this season, especially if it becomes clear he and Doncic's athleticism concerns are too much to overcome in pursuit of a championship, Irwin wrote in a story. The Lakers quickly cut any talks for Reaves short this summer and would only consider trading him unless he was part of the package for a bona fide star. That won't stop teams from asking about him this season and, if for any reason those questions about Reaves and Doncic linger, LA will have to take those requests more seriously. Last season, the four-year guard averaged 20.2 points, 5.8 assists, and 4.5 rebounds. He shot 37.7% from deep and 54.7% from the field. As a player, Reaves can create his own offense through crafty drives and shot creation, all while getting other players involved. For a player of his size, he defends solidly, but remains limited. Doncic, meanwhile, also demands the ball on offense and offers a lack of defensive presence. Having two defensively exploitable players in the starting backcourt is tricky to build around. If Reaves has another impressive offensive season, the Lakers may deem the shot-making firepower too much to move on from. J.J. Redick must alter his defensive philosophy for Lakers to be serious title threat. The Los Angeles Lakers need more help defense on that end of the court. J.J. Redick was forced to be adaptable with an imperfect defensive unit in 2024-25 due to the personnel available to him following a mid-season shakeup of the Los Angeles Lakers roster. With the improvements made, the head coach has no excuses to continue running a flawed system. To Redick's credit, there were times when the on-court product did look really good. The middle of last season provided a stretch in which the Lakers boasted the best defensive rating in basketball. That was not built to last. The majority of the season for the Lakers was spent as an underwhelming unit on that end. They finished the regular season with a defensive rating of 113.8, ranking them 17th in the NBA. They went further in the wrong direction during the NBA playoffs, ranking 12th out of 16 teams in that same category, with a mark of 116.7. Redick will need to add variety and creativity to his defensive schemes. Each member of the roster needs to be maximized and well supported. There should already be a good idea of what that looks like when the 2025-26 NBA season officially begins. Lakers need to work around their defensive deficiencies. Until Rob Pelinka provides substance to the rumors about adding a two-way upgrade on the wings, Redick will be forced to operate without a perimeter stopper to build his defensive gameplan around. That should mean offering more help where possible, especially for weaker defenders. Jovan Buha discussed the matter on a recent episode of his podcast. The Lakers reporter painted a clear picture of the adjustments that can be made to avoid having a sub-pair unit in 2025-26. Buha said, "They have to be better with their help. Too many times last season Austin, Reaves, Luka, Doncic, Gabe, Vincent, and whoever was being picked on, was, on an island. I don't think their help in those instances was appropriate." The host of Buha's block suggested an added level of aggression with either pre-switching or scram switching. Sending a lot more help towards the mismatches could also aid the Lakers in getting up to speed with where they need to be. Last season, Redick and his group were far too willing to put themselves into situations that could easily be exploited. The series against the Minnesota Timberwolves provides a ton of examples with the Lakers giving up a clear mismatch willingly and facing the consequences immediately. Redick will need to work towards minimizing those instances next season. A full training camp with this new roster should allow the Lakers coach the opportunity needed to properly assess his group's strengths and weaknesses. Can Dalton Knecht find his way back into the Lakers' rotation? After a turbulent rookie season and with more depth in their rotation, is Dalton Knecht an odd man out with the Lakers? Welcome to our Lakers season preview series. For the next several weeks, we'll be writing columns every weekday, breaking down the biggest questions we have about every player the Lakers added this offseason. Today, we look at Dalton Knecht. Dalton Knecht came to the Lakers as an older rookie whose college production and profile as a shooter and shot maker was supposed to translate into immediate production in the league. And, for some strong stretches of his first year as a professional, he proved those predictions correct while being labeled as one of the steals of the draft for a Lakers team that looked poised to capitalize on the best aspects of his game. Shortly after making the Luka Doncic trade, however, things took a dramatic turn for Knecht's Lakers tenure when he was traded away to the Hornets in exchange for Mark Williams, and then forced to return to Los Angeles when that trade was rescinded due to Williams failing his physical. Within the awkwardness of this situation, Knecht's playing time and role diminished as the seriousness of games ramped up, not necessarily due to him playing particularly poorly, but as more defensive reliability was sought out by J.J. Redick. By the end of the regular season and into the playoffs, Knecht's role was almost entirely cannibalized by Jordan Goodwin. In 8 of the final 12 games of the regular season, Dalton played single-digit minutes and appeared in just 2 of the team's 5 playoff games, tallying 4 total minutes. Heading into his sophomore campaign, then, there seemed to be more questions than answers about Knecht and how he fits onto this roster, something a mostly down summer league only further throws into limbo, to say nothing of the additions of Marcus Smart and Jake LaRavia. What is his best-case scenario? Despite his very real offensive talent and an ability to get hot in ways that can truly change a game, the positional numbers crunch Knecht finds himself in, along with his defensive challenges, lowers his rotation viability and, with that, impacts what his best-case scenario even looks like. Said more directly, Knecht finds himself in direct competition with Smart, LaRavia, Jared Vanderbilt, and Rui Hachimura for minutes on the wing, and all 4 of those guys have clearer paths to real minutes. So, if Knecht is currently on the fringes of the rotation or even on the outside looking in, the best-case scenario for him involves leapfrogging more established veterans or catching a break with someone missing time where he's able to find consistent minutes, find a rhythm and show off how he can still contribute to make an impact. If he does end up seeing the floor, Knecht would then need to turn that opportunity into real production, something he is more than capable of. Remember, Connect's minutes would come almost exclusively in lineups alongside at least one of Luka and LeBron, two of the best shot creators in the league, and very likely another very good perimeter creator in Austin Reaves. He would also be playing in an offense where, due to those players drawing an incredible amount of defensive attention, satellite players will receive a bounty of open looks that he is more than capable of knocking down. Under these circumstances, it's not hard to imagine Connect knocking down shots in the halfcourt while also leveraging his athleticism in transition to either fill the lane for finishes at the rim or running deep corner for more open threes. These are the sorts of looks that drove Connect's production as a rookie, and it is not hard to envision him finding even more success in this sort of role with more comfort and a full season of playing next to Luka to go along with his already gained comfort of playing with LeBron and Austin. If these things fall into place for him, Dalton could thrive as a bench player, providing shooting and athleticism on the wing, greasing the wheels of an offense that will need floor spacing to reach its peak as a top offense. We've seen this from him before, of course, but with a year under his belt, an improved version of this same player could be a difference maker even in a smaller role. What is his worst-case scenario? If the above sounds too rosy for you, I don't blame you. While it's easy to believe in Dalton's talent or even write off some of his summer league struggles as the product of him not having enough shot creation around him, the reality of his current situation and how the Lakers' perimeter rotation is set up creates the very real possibility his playing time will be de-emphasized in favor of his more veteran teammates. And, if that happens, a scenario in which Dalton not only doesn't play very often, but when he does play, the lack of a rhythm or the pressure of needing to perform leads him to struggle more than his talent says he should is a very real possibility. This is the exact sort of situation where players like Connect can look much worse than they actually are by missing some of the open looks they do get, pressing for shots that may not be there and generally looking like a player seeking out the action rather than letting the game come to them. Add this to playing on a team that already traded you once and where your role was cut down to nearly nothing by the end of what looked at time like a very promising rookie campaign, and it's easy to second-guess, lose confidence, or end up pressing even more if your number is eventually called again. This is the sort of spiral that is both understanding, considering all of the variables, but also condemning at the same time. It is not as though shooters of the highest quality never struggle, but one through line of the very best marksmen is their universal belief in their ability and the confidence that they'll break through eventually. Dalton showed some of that as a rookie, and there were times where he broke out for extended stretches after a couple of prolonged slumps. But if he finds himself in this situation again where his confidence is dented or he slumps for too long, he may not get the same chances he did last year to get back into the mix because this team is deeper and more experienced on the wing than they were last year. And when you remember that this team has already traded him once and his name continues to appear in rumors, it's not difficult to envision Dalton never fully gaining back the footing he had early last season and potentially falling out of favor entirely as the team looks to its veterans too. What is his most likely role on the team? Dalton is still young enough and has enough promise, particularly on offense, to be given the chance to compete for a real role on this team. But, if really forecasting what is his likeliest path this year, it's as the next man up in a wing rotation that already has almost all its minutes accounted for when fully healthy. The Lakers signed LaRavia on the first day of free agency, with reports stating he was their top priority and even used a part of their full non-taxpayer MLE to ensure they got the deal done. LaRavia projects as a wing spot-up shooter who has enough athleticism to play in transition and is a much more seasoned and polished defender than Dalton already. With Smart also signed to take up minutes at guard next to both Austin and Luka, Rui still in the mix to absorb minutes at both forward spots, and Vonda lurking as a defensive specialist who can defend up or down, it's hard to see where Dalton finds consistent minutes this season. This, then, likely slots Dalton in as the 10th or 11th man in the rotation, potentially battling Gabe Vincent for perimeter minutes, even though they don't even play the same position, or trying to push Jackson Hayes or Maxi Kleber out of the front court for minutes with J.J. Redick shifting into small ball groups. If being honest, neither of those scenarios seem all that likely, which would leave Connect on the outside looking in and mostly getting minutes on nights when guys sit out or miss time due to injury. If this feels too pessimistic, I'd argue this is more a numbers game on a team with better depth than last season and with more serious aspirations to compete for a title, shifting the team's goals from development of a wing who is still not there defensively and, while potentially explosive, still a bit up and down on offense to setting up their habits in the regular season to be able to make a postseason run. Does this mean that Dalton won't or shouldn't play? Of course not. And I'm almost certain he'll get his chances during the season. But, as it stands now, Connect is caught up in a bit of a numbers game, and the only way that gets solved is through injury or trade. And if it's the latter, there's no guarantee Dalton wouldn't be included as an outgoing piece. It wouldn't be the first time. LeBron James shares cryptic retirement message. As LeBron James gets ready for his 23rd NBA season, speculation over retirement has only grown louder. But during his Nike Forever King tour in China, the 40-year-old Lakers star made it clear he's not finished yet. "I'm not hinting at anything," James said on 360 with Speedy. "Obviously, I know I'm on the other side of the hump, for sure. Come on now, I'm not about to play another 23 years, that's for damn sure, and I'm not about to play another 10. I'm definitely gearing up to where the end is, I'm not there yet." Much of the recent chatter came after fans noticed James spending more time on the golf course, sparking rumors that his new hobby meant the end was near. James was quick to clarify. "Listen guys, every time I pick up something new, it does not mean retirement," he explained. "It's just something I want to do, just a little hobby. But retirement is coming, it is coming. It's just not here just yet." Even with 2 decades of basketball behind him, James remains among the game's elite. Last season, he averaged 24.4 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 8.2 assists on 51.3% shooting from the field. He also connected on nearly 37.6% of his threes, the 4th best mark of his career, while appearing in 70 games. His performance earned him a 6th-place finish in MVP voting. If James suits up for the 2025-26 campaign, it will mark his 23rd season, more than any player in NBA history. The only other to play as long is Hall of Famer Vince Carter, who logged 22 years. For James, the number 23 continues to hold meaning, from his jersey number, to his upcoming 23rd Nike sneaker, to this milestone season. Bronny James wants to improve skills that could take him to the next level. Coming off his rookie season, Los Angeles Lakers guard Bronny James is expected to make strides and improvement in his sophomore year. While speaking with Lakers.com's Mike Trudell, James revealed what the emphasis of his off-season training was this year. "Keep working on my game on the ball," James said. "All the stuff off the ball will just flow. But if I'm consistently confident in bringing the ball up, knowing my role and being able to play the one when it's needed," he continued, "I think I'll be good because I don't really have any problem playing off the ball if I need to. So just getting those reps over and over again of me having the ball in my hand most of the time is really good for my development." Paolo Banchero and Chet Holmgren discuss NBA rookie life. Last season, the Lakers rookie played in a limited capacity. During the regular season, he only appeared in 20 games for the team. In this span, he showed sparks of potential as a two-way player and perimeter threat. Although he saw a slow start to the campaign, struggling to cope with pressure and the media spotlight, the second half of the season saw significantly improved performances. The improvement could be attributed to his stint in the G League. In the NBA, the 20-year-old averaged only 2.3 points while shooting 31.3% overall. In the G League, however, he averaged 21.9 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 5.5 assists per game on 44.3% shooting from the field and 38% from three-point territory. James' growth was also evident in his performances at the Las Vegas Summer League. With greater confidence in orchestrating the offense, increased shot attempts, and improved defensive instincts, the 20-year-old positioned himself to become a solid role player in the NBA. Heading into his second campaign, James could have a more significant role in the Lakers' rotation. When considering the focus of his off-season training, the purple and gold could look to play him as a secondary playmaker or a corner pocket shooter. Given that these roles primarily require off-ball skills, James appears to be confident that his current training regimen will have an impact on the development of these skills as well. The upcoming season could be promising for the young guard. After an underwhelming rookie campaign, he could look to carve out a place for himself in the league. Unfortunately, the opportunity to do so will not be readily available. This offseason has been an active one for the Lakers. With the front office making some key additions to their roster, James will have to fight for his place in the lineup. Given the expectations of him to earn his place on the roster, however, there is reason to believe that he could be productive.